with the people of Sellu and with the members of the Fourth Estate. I have to take this opportunity for tell plenty thank you to all the media partners that will cover we and all the one that will carry we live, especially with community radio station them across the country. I also want to tell thank you to all the partners that will provide me all the support here we make we continue for up the game. Special thanks to UNDP. We don't help we with some of the improvements that we want to see. We help we for again bring quality to the press conference we will do. If I like somebody they really competes with me, we the hand at the talk. I don't know if a phone day or a comments they run, but by the way, I get the IGP now. I also get very armed security personnel. I can order the forceful removal now, because now we don't take this for talk. We will take down, we hand you the mic, you set the talk, and then we camp on today. We get a very distinguished panel. Today the focus on the education sector. Primarily, I'm glad to see I get the two distinguished ministers them. In fact, the three ministers they will get education at the name and they are today. We get the Minister for Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Sackey. We get the Minister for Technical and Higher Education, Dr. Haja Ramatulai Wurie, and the Minister for Information and Civic Education. All education. We get the entire education sector now today. Of course, I don't say a lot of people also come because or don't tune in because they want for a from the Honorable Inspector General of Police, Fayia Sellu, we they have to provide updates as will be promised on the ongoing investigations then we don't be on the front pages and headline news both here and around the world. As usual, before we get into the meat of the conversation, I can provide some quick updates so the public will know what government they do. So the first one, Khadija. President Bio, you can also look at the screen. Now we don't, we up the game. That's why you have been there. Not possible. Not possible. You have not been there, so this is why you have been there. We up this game here. Next week onto the screen, they small. This week now one screen, they don't even arrange. Next week, then they do it together. There we go. He shall be correct, man. His Excellency President Julius Madabio on the 31st of January, now State House, be preside over the signing of a 35 million euro financing agreement between the government of Sellu and the European Union. This agreement now for supports the country in agriculture value chain and supports the government in flagship feed Sellu program. So this are part of the show say the local president they do, they attract the right kind of international support, and we're glad for this. Next one, now that the Secretary to the President, the very distinguished Dr. Emmanuel Gaima, we convene the inaugural, the first time, with all the institutions that were under the office of the President and come together, so that they will look at how they may work together for advanced service delivery and strengthen coordination within the sector. There are the agency in this winner, His Excellency the President in office, now in the supervise, and so the Secretary to the President, they provide support to them all. So this meeting will happen as well last week. Next one, the Deputy Minister for Information and Civic Education, Bokari Abdulaziz Bawo, we go engage the High Commissioner of India to Sellu. We go get this conversation so then we'll talk about how we will benefit capacity building, cultural exchange, and other things that we will learn from India, we then say we learn from Salon. So the Deputy Minister will go get this very fruitful conversation last week. Next updates now that Salon don't qualify for joining the second cohort of beneficiaries for the Mission 300 initiative. And this is a program with the African Development Bank and the World Bank Group and other global partners that they do for providing electricity to 300 million people across Africa by 2030. Just last week, we President Bio been there in Tanzania. We announced again another program where the country qualify for. So that one day we can talk all the part, this, the work, if we travel this. Every time you go, you come back with this tangible benefits, and this now one of the tangible benefits we don't see. Next one, the Ministry of Internal Affairs do announce their effective 1st of February, then commercial Okada motorbike, they don't agree with them. So they don't go drive now 35 treats them that the Central Business District of Freetown. Members of the public, the Internal Affairs Minister, and in fact the IG denier, they beg them, say, do you abide by the law, let no use Okada. Now then 35 tweets they are within the press release where the ministry been put out, Internal Affairs been put out, they all then I will page them. Even within here now, in fact, for beginning on the internet, they up the game. So on the day now, they check, also will see, check our live, free internet. Thanks to partner who will announce at the end of the press conference where they help with this internet situation as well. So we try for green camp, the IG they try for green camp sanity in the Central Business District, and so this is now one important announcement. Another announcement now, the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, one of our sister, very close ministry, they don't express deep concern. Say people don't go build, they don't encroach for the land we belong to Takugama, the chimpanzee sanctuary and the environment. The ministry will be known to the public say Takugama sanctuary they cover 600 acres of land, and that land they own a protected tourism development area. Anybody will go build around there illegal for like build there, for like squats there, for like go do anything around there. In fact, just last week, Takugama came meet me, and then she has said they will meet the chief minister immediately. His Excellency the President was informed. He called, he instructs the IGP as well. They are say anybody where they catch them, they pull them because we need for protect the environment, we need for protect them reserve area, and then we need for protect the wildlife. This is now part of the civic education as well. At the ministry under the strategy we will launch. So these are all very, very important. And this is the end of the quick updates we want to provide to now for this week. As I know, every week we will start with give you a highlight of some of the development that we have done across government. Now, look into the reason we make today. Today, we start with the topic we care for with our education. Who don't donor, they will go to the one with the other issue, with the updates. So first, we start with basic, then we go to higher. The Honorable Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, you know the Banana Island Minister, First Minister, not so?
Absolutely.
Exactly. The history of Sellu, the first and only minister we come out na island day. Mr. Minister, over the past few weeks and months, in fact, I told you on this conversation a lot. People don't ask about this exam, CAS, WAEC, qualify, who school not qualify, who they are supposed for gets involved. And so it don't lead to family and don't they complain about some picking and day in some districts they where they're not able for sit exam. I know because I talk to you, see this is an issue you don't care about, and you don't try to seek a comprehensive and a wholesome solution. We will address this issue long term. Today, you can provide an update to the public on this issue of public exams and CAS and USA within now. So, Mr. Minister, you see, one of the things that we know to Soya Day, we now na Soya Day, we get timer. We will give the mic, we will give time, and it counts down in the Soya. We will give 10 minutes, Honorable Minister, for you to do a comprehensive update on this situation. And then we come to your colleague, the Minister of Higher Education, and say, we on 10 minutes. So 10 minutes, sir, following your updates to the people of the country. Thank you, sir.
I want to tell Pambule beaucoup adu. I'm glad for there. And also this is my first press conference for the year. So I take the opportunity to wish all the Pambule and all the one who look and listen to me a happy new year. I also want to take the opportunity to tell other and we support the two ministries then during the education week. Boku Tenki. It was a very successful week. The theme of the education week now be AI and automation, and for make sure so we secure how we use the human talent and ingenuity in that process. It was a very successful week, and it ended up with the president do the keynote address on the last day of the event. So I want to tell all Boku Tenki for our support, but in particular I want to tell the people of Bombali and the stakeholders in Bombali for the support we give you. Now, let's go to waiting the reason why they are so today, because I see the time they want to leave itself. We don't come back to the exam period. And last year we get some challenges with WAS. What will we do? The beginner will not be able to take the exam. Government provide funding for make them take the exam through private WAS. So we hope that this year we're not in the same situation. Unfortunately, USA right now, the information we get is that we still need schools for do what they need for get them picture in the system. So that is school now a general context of how we work now the system. Firstly, for take WAS, you get continuous assessment grade which you need for put into the system. That will constitute 30% of the grade. The new system is that every year, when you begin to go through the year, you upload your CAS grade into the system. And when you begin to progress from one year to the other, you will only able to upgrade that year in your CAS if you don't upgrade the preceding year in your CAS. If you don't do that, then the system not will allow you to do that. So that's how the system works. So you put 3 CAS into the system.
CAS means
continuous assessment scores. Yes? So that constitutes 30% of the beginning grade. In the old system, what will happen, you only upgrade CAS once. And the system will also allow you to upgrade CAS even after the beginning don't take the actual written exam. You can go back and you upload CAS. This is no longer the case. Now that reason they make, we decide, see, you cannot get repeaters in the process, because if somebody take CAS this year, he fail, he cannot join the system next year because he not going to get CAS for the 2 preceding years before that. It's important that I explain that. So at this present moment, we don't put a number of systems in place for make sure that only the beginner were eligible for take the exam, we will take the exam. You don't get no repeaters into the system. So as of now, we get like 163,000. I repeat, 163,797 beginner we dig into the system right now. For 892 schools. This now an increase from what we did last year, when I be 147,000 take the exam last year within the system. So we don't see an increase. Also in terms of the number of schools that we did at the system right now, it don't increase from what we did when I be 816 schools. Yes, so I don't tell Boku take it to school leaders that we not able to meet the time and they don't make sure they begin and then at the system. However, there are still some schools there where we start deadline. I will tell you now the sort of thing that we do behind the scenes for make sure we support them in that. But at this point in time, all the beginner within the system now, they will get class 1. Out of the 892 schools that will not submit the class 1, we need to say they don't put the bio data of the beginner, all the personal details, the photograph of the beginner, all the essential details that they inside the system. You get 880 schools will not submit class 2 into the system. So you can see say the number different from 892 to 880. That means to say you get 12 schools there will not upload the class year 2. However, it don't mean to say the beginner not to take the exam. It does mean to say they don't reduce the continuous assessment grade by another 10%, roughly speaking. Yes? So the next phase now, the third phase, where they call the batch registration system. So at this point now, the school that need for registered applicant for actually take the exams. Now that day, I can talk to the school, encourage all the parents there for go to the school, put them school leader under pressure for make them complete this batch registration. As I talk to you right now, the deadline when we set in the ministry now the 7th. So now this Friday, only 32% of their school, the 892 schools, now they don't upload, now they don't do the batch registration. We know one level between the left here. The only way they do, we don't put systems in place for support schools there for make the registered every year. But I want to talk to the public direct. I want them parents that go meet the school leaders, ask them, say if they don't register them beginning. The reason why they say that but who tell them when them are not in the system, them parents they can't need they cry. So before we get to that point, we get a little bit of time now for make them get a light, and they really appeal to the public, especially the parents. I also they appeal to the Board of Governors, where they get oversight function over their school leaders and also they appeal to the general public and the MP them, that the local area, for make them hold their school leaders into account. For them 12 schools that will not upload the class 2, that tell now with a punishment. And they tell now why we do that. Because we offer everything to them. We even offer to take IT people on the different region the way they don't upload the system into the system, they don't take that. So for me, that they show cost in discipline. For that day, all the one within a government school, within that system, they suspend them for 6 months without salary. And I repeat, 6 months without salary. It don't come from Ghana. There must be consequences. The focus of education is about accountability. If me don't offer you extra support, me don't provide you support and you don't take up, then you really know what help. Of that, and then you get 4 schools then inside that system, we are private schools. And for them private schools, we ask them, say, if you are proprietor of a private school, you need to employ a competent head of that school if you want to continue with your license. If you don't do that, we revoke your license. You not go operate now again. We also get 4 schools we will not get no evidence of, but they didn't have the system. None. So the reason we can do now for encourage the school leader for do the needful and for make sure say they get this year right and we not put to begin them now the position we put them last year. I also make sure say I share with you now the action we will take. The last time we suspend school leader for 2 months. People then grumble and say it's too lenient. So this year we go up the game. So now we don't make that 6 months without salary. So I just want to make una help me or share this message. On the website, we will get all the schools that we not upload class. So una set to see district by district. Una go able to see that and una set can make sure say una can talk to the school that we need. I think we tell you.
Right on time, eh? Sister Education Minister, school business, when I say time, sharp, the bell long. Oh, Mr. Minister, before you go, actually get, I want to take this opportunity for maybe clarify just briefly. One, I'm glad you say they publish the name of the schools, the names, them. We and the Minister of Information will let Leone and share that list, so we say they help push them forward to the public and our websites and with social media platforms. But of the 12 schools that we currently in default, do we know how many of them are government school and how many are private school?
Yes, of the 12 schools, 4 of them are government schools. Okay. The other 4 are private schools. And the other one are schools of some description.
Community schools, maybe?
Now, is it?
Oh, can I mean by the 4 we don't get record of?
We don't get no record of. But I didn't have the wide system.
Okay, so 4 are government school, 4 are private schools, then the other 4, they want to know where schools are. Alright, thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I think, again, very clear, very comprehensive updates on this situation. The reason we make this important, this particular issue don't be subjected to misinformation and disinformation in the past. I remember 10 camp, they may make allegations saying that because normally people insist from one particular district, from one particular region and all that, the minister will come and explain, say, we follow the same pattern and system what other countries will follow. We are part of the WIAC system and don't play that role in and even offer, technical support. Increase significantly the uptake and offer commend all the schools that are across the country because this is a really huge percentage in terms of compliance and I think a testament to your leadership and the work we don't do on this one. So congratulations and we tell you thank you. I'm sure if public gets some questions that we don't come online, we'll come back to you. Now we don't pass WASC. We can't go down I say we don't pass WASC, so now we don't pass WASC and look me one clap. So we don't pass WASC school. So we don't pass WASC school. Aha, very important. But for today, we agree we all don't pass, we don't sit, we go technical and higher education. Madam Minister, always wonderful for day with you and also I will say you get some updates that we want to share. You back at the first 10 this year, 2025 for Canada Press Conference for update the public. So in 10 minutes, I want to provide a quick overview of the status of higher education in the country. And then I know say last week you began one news reports here. When are big news in terms of connectivity for your higher education institutions there. This is an opportunity for the share. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will first like to thank the Ministry of Information and Civic Education for creating this credible public engagement platform. And by way of updates from the Ministry of Technical need for contribute positively to societal development, but also for them to compete with them, peers and compete them on the global scale. So no one can disadvantage them in any shape or form. So one major thing we work on within the ministry now for strengthening the regulatory authorities there. Follow ensure say the investment His Excellency don't make we protect them, but we ensure say quality is maintained within the education sector. And I get hot news off the press because this morning, me and the team in the parliament, we will be long care go 2 acts and we will review. One, now the Tertiary Education Commission Act, so that in our agency where they provide regulatory oversight for higher education. And the other one, NCTVA, where they provide regulatory authority for vocational training, where are the 2 arms of the ministry. So we've been revised the act then because the one will be the use now from 2001. So we can all agree, say from 2001 to now, things then don't change. The plans of the ministry don't change. And also what they happen at the world, the global trend also don't change. So we therefore review the act then, follow our line, and then ensure say we strengthen the regulatory authority of both of the agency. And I'm very happy for report say this morning both acts they don't pass in parliament.
Oh wow.
That deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, would it give?
And I really want to tell the team for where they provide all the support I need for reach to this stage. So the other major thing we happen within the sector, now for say last week, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation, and a local private company, ELCOM, we signed an MOU for being reliable and sustainable. And we create that platform, they forget frank conversation as to what they happen at the sector. And one thing will come out from the students and for say that they pay for ICT fee, they never get the service. There was some misinterpretation about what ICT fee means. But the bottom line is and for say that they pay for a service, so therefore do it internet, then they get reliable connectivity. So we don't need to do anything as a ministry how we will try to change that narrative. And I remember we organized a press conference, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, we organized a town hall sometime last year. And the moderator, when I somebody from the Ministry of Information, tell me, say, when he said I'm a student at the University of Sellu, now the same thing. So you tell me, say, a historical problem, not to see the problem, that's really only happened for a very long time. So we now, as a ministry, we sit down and begin to say, how we will make sure so we bring reliable and sustainable internet connectivity to all the higher educational institutions, not just universities, but also the vocational training institutions, the government technical institutes. Because we know, say, the big 5 where His Excellency don't also for implement, we get pillar 4 on digitalization. So how we get to ensure so we bring technology and digital learning platforms to universities and we therefore create the enabling environment. And when you create the environment, it supports human capital development. It supports youth employment scheme because now young people embark on what they call e-commerce. You get internet, you're able to start your business online. So we begin to think as a sector how we go ensure so we solve that problem in a sustainable manner. And I want to thank His Excellency because he traveled one time, he meets a representative from the local company, private company we work with, and they give him the opportunity for, he invites them for Sellu, and then they lead to the MOU sign. After the Sellu, after His Excellency invites them, the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation bring the opportunity council we, and then we do the legwork for those sign the MOU. And the details of the MOU, now for say that they provide the device system. So now satellites, we know how Starlink, so it's powered by Starlink. We know how Starlink they work and satellite connection. So that they provide the device for we at no cost to the institutions. The institutions and therefore ensure say nobody protects the device there. And the beauty about this now solar power. So you know for say power challenge, so it disrupts the service. So it's powered by solar, so green energy. And it gets minimum or no maintenance, because that's another challenge. You don't go want to get equipment, then you go down give anyway for maintain them. So you get little or no maintenance. And another beautiful thing about it, we as a ministry, with all the stakeholders, we have put together what they call a white list of educational websites, where as long as a young person, a student, connects to that device at the university or the vocational training institution, you will access the websites and be free of charge. Even if you don't get data, you'll be able to access them. Now we do the list. Anything outside of that white list, the students want to access any websites out of that white list, they therefore buy data, but it's at a very minimum cost compared to waiting the current mobile network operators and the charge. So it's affordable as well for the students. And phase one, now the university, they will not begin put together a deployment plan already. This week, they go for a big college. In fact, tomorrow they begin do site visits for a big college for low begin rollouts. We can get a timeline. Phase one, now the universities, all universities, both public and private universities, because we do things and do the equity lens, one for disadvantage, one group of students and over the other one day. Then phase two, now the government technical institutes. We don't do all the legwork in terms of the number, because each device, they connect 800 students in. So we don't provide the data for the different campuses of the universities there, because we don't know some get multiple campuses. We don't give them the number of students there. The device they don't come, we begin deploy this week. Because there's a timeline where we want for work very fast for all the universities and the vocational training institutions in connected. The other thing we distinguish for help with, now on the back end, we're going to forget data and analytics. What do I mean by that? And we're able to tell you from the back end which one can their websites and the students utilize more than the other. And other data we will help with for say, okay, maybe we need for the targeted intervention for change the narrative. So you not just end the yes, this stuff creates the enabling environment for the students able to connect. So we now as a ministry will therefore work with the leadership of the universities and for them to get dedicated, functional ICT space. The students they pay for connectivity, for computer fee. So therefore work with the university and for say now internet don't come. Una therefore ring fence down when you the students they pay. I let my 10 computer on able buy this year, they better personality, when I put them in a space. Next year, when I get our money back, when I add, eventually, over a few years, over a period of time, we will all get fully functioning ICT suites where sometimes students don't get access to smartphone or tablet or laptop, able and utilize that space. And therefore, ensure say they get maintenance plan for their equipment there, so not just buy no more. So that money they invest, if they use a percentage of buy the equipment, then they keep some for maintenance. So if anything happens, also that they begin fair money. The money readily available for maintenance of the equipment today. So this will create an enabling environment for the students and in terms of digital learning. The last time there, I talked about another MOU we don't sign with a partner in India for developing an online skills training platform and lifelong learning platform. So this will create the entry point. We will work with the UN agency for develop a fully comprehensive education management system, because we want to move away from paper-based way of doing things to technology. Technology will help in terms of efficiency, accountability, integrity, effect, all them things they help with. They help follow ensure that there's quality in the system. I'll stop there for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Madam Minister, as we talk, 22 years ago or so, I go for the college and they been charging me computer and ICT fee. I been pay. I don't be see computer one day, and one day give me internet access. So who don't arrange all this? They are helpful left for the college who money back. Lord, get reformed. I wanna say, correct? Don't say all the complaint. I don't say not to say a video. Now the minister don't make sure that money will pay. They see a giant solar powered Starlink internet at extremely affordable cost, available on campuses with whitelisted websites. I they go na the story as if write a headline. Eh? Don't say me I there for help now. I will work together. I didn't lay the ball for you clean. You understand, eh? So the minister don't see starting immediately. Then they begin roll out at various campuses, internet. What they mean white list? It means it's certain website they but not to Facebook. Certain website the way you go there, what's that education website? You don't need for pay. In a free download. What's that book you download? But on that website the way you have to go chit chat and they pay small thing. But you pay cheaper. And the internet is reliable, it's fast. One for said Elcom, thank you, because they also provide to the Starlink today we use. We also get Conrad, every officer, obviously our most consistent partner there as well. I also want to acknowledge the presence of you, Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, the Honorable Sergio Aziz Kamara, a very distinguished dictator of your right as well. Etc. I ask now, you said they have to go radicals. My brother said they are from State House, in the Directorate of Communications from State House, Mr. Mike Bewa, one of the most prolific defenders and promoters of President Bio's agenda at the government of Sellu. Because, by the way, he attended a very good school.
Which is?
Now, only one good school there. The Albert Academy. Very good school. By the way, the minister really attended a very good school. The Albert Academy. So do you have now we not attend good school and ask my parents there how they do my school. Alright, so you know it's okay. And then boy they really want to talk. Especially the village boys. Now look at the Inspector General of Police. We don't address the education sector. But one of the reasons we call the IG for CAM and they come frequently is that the country currently will launch an investigation. Last week we came here and provide an update and tell them and say, hey, some facts they need on this case. Social media can talk to you. But there are some facts we want to establish. And then on wheel, very important, the government of Sellu will launch an investigation for look into the various allegations and news reports them. The IG was there last week, he announced this investigation, he called an open source investigation. What they do today, they have to provide a brief update on the investigation, which they don't find out so far, who's we did and which we expect in the next stages of this investigation. As always, I'm the primary spokesperson for the government of Sellu. So when the IG don't talk down, any additional information I will provide. And then when it comes to questions between me and the Inspector General of Police, I have been fully briefed. That's why I want to assure you that me self-ready for provide answer. But over to you, the distinguished Inspector General of Police.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, members of the Fourth Estate. I'll get a couple of briefs because if you look at social media now, plenty in the camp. In the first place, what is the trend now? And this so-called sporting of justice. As I talk to now, there has been no formal communication to neither the government of Sellu or to the Sellu police. Police in all over the world get for also they share the information there and I-247 and it is a part of the Interpol activities. There is nothing of such. That understanding, when an admission and fly out, government direct that we set up an investigation into all of these things when they fly. So what do we do? We not get not to place with a bigger possibly can complain. So what we do? We get special unit police, what we call the open source investigation unit. We activate that. waiting to be called open source investigation. Now, investigation where they collect, you analyze data, we will help you for generate actionable intelligence. In open source investigation, we collect, we analyze the data, then of course you utilize them. We'll talk about open source now. Publicly accessible outlets such as websites, newspapers, social media, and any other area. So for all these 10, I don't focus on. We don't focus on only from all these 10. But I want to say, so far, we do get. People, I want to first of all commend that we put out information, who they collect, who they analyze, and who they direct what to do thereafter. For now, that picture of that man with the float on social media, not able from open sources for affix a name to that face. And the name Umar Sharif. Umar Sharif, now the name will not affix to that particular face. And we also look at what if they come up on social media and say, in only in this country for the past 6 months. So whether name they come up, what we do as a sector, as security, as police, as investigators, we'll go back 6 months from now, we'll check all the former entry points into this country. That kind of knowledge. That one has been established. Then going forward, we'll get people like when they say, so I've been to all of those places. Many places I've been to over the last couple of days. Yes. For we, all of them questions, when they play in our mind, we'll get answers to them, or we'll forget access to this particular person. So as we talk to them, we'll on the look for this particular person, and we encourage members of the public, when they not tire for support the police with information, we will every for go down to the facts of this thing. But for now, we are established, we don't get the name, we don't link up that face, and now we are going further. After we don't check entry points, we get other things that we go for do for able for really establish the identity. But in investigations, you don't find for wrong commentary manner. We wrong commentary, we don't know that's your man, and we will do something for people to talk for use and the other kind of way. So, but this forum, and that way don't become part of what we do every week. And therefore, they are every week on Tuesdays for updates the public on this particular one and several other matters. So the other one I want for talk about, the one on the Guinea. The one on the Guinea, yes, we don't send a team of investigators now, Conakry, for access them where they intercept with these people, where they say it was allegedly carrying some substances suspected to be cocaine. We want to know what happened because they have been very tight-lipped on this one. So team it together with the foreign minister, don't waste anything for who facilitate. Even if you waste also. Something that happen, I know you just speech because you put on and said foreigner from Liberia, from Guinea, then somebody command and say, no, I have access and we have to go through the protocols of the office. No one will say inside, no allow you. So minister they inside here together with the team not ready from Saturday. From Saturday to now, we don't check a couple of things. So hopefully by the time we come back, we will get the story. But what is key is that we want to access them people and we want to know what will happen. For example, we want to know what generates the order of mission for allowing the motor to move from one point to another. We want to know who will inside the motor. We want to know the driver tell me when you come back from inside wherever I go, who will inside the motor and exactly inside they intercept them. So all of that is hanging. Hopefully, by the time when the minister come back from we will not reach today, by tomorrow, we investigators will get a chance for who access the people who they detain, for where they give you an account of who's happened before. For now, we all know we will see what happened with decision. We all know we will see that. Then, what thing happen now that after then, some something that will happen in the past, who will not need to rest, still they come up. For example, on the 19th of September 2024, around 5 minutes to 12 midnight, this Gulf Stream 4 aircraft landed and loading. It packed an apron tree. Nearly 3 hours of activity at the airport. All forces, all security forces represented together with the Civil Aviation Authority of security people and staff, they go there. Then this aircraft, it packed apron tree at the airport. Now, just before we get to the counter-terrorism unit, we based at the airport, comprising 22 soldiers and 22 OSDs, and they go back. Then see, do that investigation. Yes, civil penalty, NSCT. What I mean by that is, if you land now, you enter with airspace unauthorized, you get a lot of offenses to the commit where they will charge you for. If you enter now with maritime domain unauthorized, before you enter with maritime domain, you get authority from ports and harbor authorities. If you don't do that, you enter, they intercept you, you get the act where they invoke these clauses they did. We don't violate, we don't infringe, then they be charged. So for that one, then we take them through, done the investigations of the people then, take this matter to law officers, working with civil authority, airport authority, they impose fines on many people they do for that unauthorized landing in our airports. The total, in terms of the fine, $100,000. They pay that money to Bank of Sellu. These are the payment receipts where they pay to Bank of Sellu. That particular fine for that unauthorized landing at the airport of that fall. Then, when they don't pay the fine, they get the aircraft fixed because they get a mechanical challenge where they established during the investigation by our own authorities at the airport. Then, with respect to possibly say if they carry drugs or whatever, we get support from the Drug Enforcement Agency of Liberia and the Drug Enforcement Agency from Ghana. They can do swab. Swab, we get some tissue. If opinion pass now, when you pass now, this will change color. They swab that lady 2 times. First, the Nigerian authorities, they can swab. DA from Nigeria, they can do the swab. It was negative. The one day from Ghana, they can do the swab. It was also negative. That was established. Then, of course, we will not be getting receipt for hold on to it because whatever test we did was, all of it was negative. That is one issue. It was dealt with. We put out a public domain, but I wonder why it keeps coming up. So I'm going to say that to clarity for now. The second one, and most recently, this fiber boat way float at Black Johnson. This fiber boat at about 5, a little after 5 o'clock in the morning, 2 people, the Harbour Master representative, Tinker Cargo, and Arnold Brandon, see this fiber boat, then call the Navy go there, then call the police officer go there. Of course, the Marine and the Navy will operate together. So this boat and tour can return. The next day, they open this boat. The same exercise we conduct. Compartments, the day na fear inside it. The other compartments, the pilots with it, the captain with it of the fiber boats, will do thorough swab inside that boat. Everything turned out to be negative. In this case, what do you want for say at this point? We country want for appeal to development partners. May they support Sellu. May they help for combat transnational organized crime. A big thing, not only what they affect the world over. So we ask for support from our international partners for them to build capacity for combat this type of crime, not only drugs, movement of small arms, stolen works of arts, missing documents, plenty there. Rather, we have education to the way they with thief motorcar, we impound them, people with thief passport, whatever it is. So we are looking for more capacity building activities so we help the Sellu police for confront the emerging trends in crime across the country and the sub-region. So for now, this is my update.
Thank you very much to the distinguished Inspector General of Police, William Fayia Sellu. I will take the liberty of just maybe repeating some things he's just said, because I know we have some international media with interest in this issue. The open source investigations by the Sellu police has found out that a possible name, the name that they have come up with, that the individual that is in the pictures that have been circulated online was using in Sierra Leone is Omar Sharif. Correct, sir? Secondly, the Sierra Leone police has made moves to try to locate this particular individual based on information that they have received, and they have conducted visit raids at specific locations where this individual was alleged to have been present, and the Sierra Leone police has not found this individual yet. The Sierra Leone police is therefore calling on members of the public that this is an individual that the Sierra Leone police would like to speak to as part of these ongoing investigations. If you have information that can help the Sierra Leone police locate this individual in Sierra Leone, that is the information the Sierra Leone police can provide right now. The investigations will continue. The chief of the police also made a very specific plea that Sierra Leone is determined to ensure that our country does not become a hub for transnational crimes of any nature. We are therefore asking, as we did last week, we sought cooperation and support from international partners to help us to guard our borders, to help us to do the effective law enforcement that is necessary so that our country cannot unsuspectingly become a desired venue for illicit activities. That is a summary of the updates of the ongoing investigations. We thank you.
There's something you mentioned about the abstract immigration records.
Oh yes, going back to 6 months ago, the Sierra Leone police has also looked, because the reports in the media suggest that this individual in the photos is been in Sierra Leone for at least 6 months. And so the Sierra Leone police has done a diligent job going through all formal entry points into our country and looking at records for the past 6 months. And as at today, they have not found any record of this person's entry into our country through one of our formal entry points. And they have looked back to 6 months, because that's the information that they have had at this point. So this investigation will continue. The Inspector General of Police has committed to coming back to this platform on a regular basis. We have now secured a slot for him every week. He will come and will continue to provide updates. We had promised that these investigations will be transparent and will provide timely updates to the people of this country and, of course, to our international partners. Now, to go back to Creole, first, I will get to the questions that will not come online, and then we will open here for questions. I think some of the big questions that will not come online, the IG don't answer them already, about what the investigation revealed so far. Christina Okello asked Danny, I think one of the international journalists, they will don't contact me. He also asked about waiting the investigation we find about the vehicle we contain the suspected cocaine with the seized in Guinea. I think the IG don't provide updates on that. Say we have dispatched teams to Guinea right now. In fact, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is currently in Guinea to help facilitate us having access to the individuals and to aid us in getting information on this investigation. So that update we'll get as well, hopefully the next week, when we have more on the situation. The other question then for the Minister and the Wurie. Number one, somebody said Jalabo campus, the school fee na 8 million for 1 year. If Daniel unfortunately says students will not able to pay this amount instead of the government to advocate for them. And what did happen to the 3 wards of teachers in the university as per the proclamation of President Liu, where they offer free education to them up to university level? I think I will now to get this one. because I think the president may say if you're not a teacher, and then either you picking or you want, I think that question, then they ask it to that. So that's Madam Minister of Higher Education. The question say, if the internet will help they do na fee. That's you already answered that, but this question may come before the press conference starts. And then the last one for you as well, Madam Minister. How soon the recommendation that the recent investigation of USL, all the constituent colleges there between 2001 and 2023 could be implemented? How soon that they will happen? So we'll come to you. I think naively, when we get the major question then briefly, and then I think we'll get question and I will take it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and thank you to the one that we sent the question in. So I always get this question about tuition fees. And so this question is Haja University, 8,000 or 8 million only per year. As a government, if the money there, it's something we will consider for say free quality education all the way to technical and higher education. But at this point in time, it's not possible. But for remove the financial barrier at basic and senior secondary, I think it's commendable for the government. And I can always make or add, and it's already the person who asked the question for say the amount, the 8 million for the year or 8,000. I can always use this as an example. We get private secondary schools then, where the tuition fees for the academic year, it's way more than this. And then they say educators at that level, they demean them in any way, but at universities we have professors. We get to pay a lot more than what you pay at senior secondary school or primary school. So I just want for the people that get that at the back of their mind. The tuition fees where university students can be paying as salary, it's one of the lowest in the region. And we really, I want to use the opportunity to talk to the students and to say they get to pay their tuition fees. And I'm glad it's having one engagement with them where they tell me, say, they're not advanced, they say they don't want to pay tuition fees, but they want quality education. But quality comes at a cost. When I pay the tuition fees, and then when I let you know the work for ensuring there's quality in the higher education institutions. The second question, I believe, say this can touch on the granting aid scheme where the ministry currently implement. So we recently reviewed the granting aid policy, not just for granting aid at national level, but also at international level for ensure say there's transparency, and we clearly put them down in black and white the procedure for get both awards. And within that policy for the granting aid, we make provision for teachers where we meet certain criteria. But again, when we finalize that policy, we also go for height, therefore be made public. In fact, I even talk to members on the team for say we're going to develop infographics where we will put out on social media, and I'm confident that the Ministry of Information will also help for disseminate and let people understand waiting at the provisions inside the policy, both for granting aid at national level and also for international awards. Then the third question is how soon the recommendations from, I believe, the recent investigation will take place at the University of Sierra Leone, which span, I believe, 2021 to 2023. So we get the university court, now the highest decision-making body, now the university, then they handle the matter for now. But having said that, the ministry self, as the supervisory ministry, we self don't get to the report. We self therefore see what can we therefore do to ensure say we support the court for the implementing recommendations. The procedure was rigorous in terms of the investigation. We get the recommendations backed by evidence, so we have to ensure say we allow the court for do their role, and then we provide oversight and any support within to ensure say all the recommendations in that report is implemented for strengthening the higher education institutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Minister. Mr. Minister, you want to talk about this question of the scholarships for teacher, picking them and awards? You want to add to that?
The scholarship for teachers and awards, that the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, in the supervised study, waiting the TSC can do, the TSC can provide the evidence and the data whether they use or make that decision. But he already does say that the situation will be reviewed, and so we all get forward for the review. And I'm sure there will be some form of validation where the general public will be involved. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. No, not all. I think it's the last week now will start, so this week will start here. We do 5 here, we do 5 here. So 1 woman, 2 woman, 3 man, 4 man, 5 man. Yes.
Good afternoon. Leone to see the report of the items to deliver. Madam Minister, it is of course institution to be saying okay and I was. Just like Mr. Minister said, before computer, they will not take computer class. Now the entire year one, they will put you even put all the charges. And they find out you go inside the carpet inside it, a lot of items inside it, I look at everything inside it. So what's all of them what's going on to? The fees not reduced can go. And so what's in the happening to then other charges, they need reduce that money back. So I want to know what's all that they do with yourself or government, what you do as a minister, but you say who go on to where to. Now other charges then get cut them down. Because of they're not going for supply people, they're not going for putting lots of things inside it, and most of the other charges people then it don't make any sense to go
Behind you. Thank you very much. Other charges. Another question. Yes. Another listen, please.
The question is to IG. Yes, I did mention, say, because you're looking at the picture now, according to Reuters, when they did the report, they say they do series of fact checking and in camp show say not just legislators. So the question is, what thing will I use based on my investigation for camp to the fact say the person not to just legislators, now not sheriff?
All right. Number 3.
Mayor Nema Alfred, this question to the IG. In connection with Guinea story concerning the ambassador for going to this cocaine issue. Now, from waiting or one for understand, they will not catch these people. We don't understand, say, they hold the driver. Since that's what they hold the driver, the Salon government or the police not ever get talk with this driver for no that the second post where they hold with these people from that time to now, they will know the second post to now.
Now we know about answer that question. Not so. Just no way IG talk. No answer that question.
I may not get them.
All right. Next, number 4.
In the overt and covert world, they say anybody who has related the presence of cocaine in country to a political, ethnic, and religion wrong. They say that a combination of, and what we call a combination of international mafia and the going to say the powerful person in the government and the developing country. Therefore, the question is, you say, we are not put CCTV around the country. What people at the Advanced Academy, I really want to put at the chase, where people say they can take drugs and the system, the black guy in the country. How this CCTV come up to 800 meters kilometers there, the border tells them exist there, so that next level will get an incident of this. It's not a question of country figures of people or individuals. We will get patients to see the outcome of the investigation. I thank you.
We man go about I can't wait to accept the law.
Voice of Salmon Radio. Mr. Minister of Basic Education, let me take you to the Teaching Service Commission they were established, and basically they will launch the teacher's license on the 23 November 2023. The teacher's license, this belong they say una the award teachers and license and they will take exam. How effective and efficient the license is, and also how productive the exams stay for teachers and for them we will deliver to the school beginning.
All right, so we get 5 questions. We'll try to answer them. Madam Minister, other charges will be the convention. So the one we probably already change. So we come here 1, we go here 2. Why the fee not go down? If the item then I want to know the supplier. So we see they do about that. That's very important. I think that your question, Ali. Yes, right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and thank you very much to the students and the audience who asked that question. And you're absolutely right. If you do year 1, you pay for orientation back. Now year 1, you do orientation. We do year 2, you don't need to pay for orientation. So I want for you to give me more information on yours. If you get more information on the incidents where you decide so, then we can take them forward. What I go on for also actually, as I don't tell you earlier about ICT, we're in a historic challenge. Not about ICT no, that engagement will be get with students and and every other engagement will already get with students and the issue they come up saying they pay for service, they really get the service. In fact, now we make them publicly, talk them publicly considering a daylight model. Enough for continue. So how una don't how we don't prove to say that issue for ICT, we don't put measures in place for address them. Alone trust we as a ministry and the government will say the issue about ID card, about development fee, about all the other fee and the pay and the service. Alone trust we say until we then we read and until we discuss with the university leadership and the students and to see how we can solve them once and for all. And it goes beyond talking, therefore entrusting we create the monitoring and evaluation framework for monitor what we agree on, they go implement what we don't tell them for do. And we get an open door policy. We work, when we make big decisions, we bring the students leaders there. So we rely on them for giving feedback from their own perspective, waiting they happen. Now the institutions of law and trusting this year, so for pay for service, so we get a thing on the past. Yeah?
Thank you. Mr. Minister, the teacher's license, how effective are they?
I think the best way to answer that question, for me, I just explain about the teacher's license. The teacher license, there is a reason why we introduced them. It was because we get some challenge with the quality of some of the teachers, and we use that as a way for improve the skills development of the teacher and the people who put them in front of the classroom. And for me, as education minister, any decision I make, I take her on the basis that if we begin this school, what I will expect. So I want to make sure, say, the quality of the teacher that we get in our system, they of at least international standard. So let me give you an example. If you apply for being a teacher in England, you go for, there are 3 subjects that before you be going to teacher training. One in English, one in maths, the other one in science. We give that teacher a rounded background. So the teacher license, they ask the teacher to take an exam on 5 subjects. One, na English, the medium of instruction. The second, na maths, You might say, why you want to test the teacher in maths if you're not going to teach maths? Because maths is associated with computational thinking. That is problem solving. The third, now ICT. So if you look at the problem where I bring to today, about uploading things and the internet and all that things, you might come to the conclusion, say, well, perhaps the teacher and the school leaders here don't get IT skills. So one will give them the IT skills now. The fourth, now professional standards. We have real expectations. So what do we expect of teachers? So for example, a teacher in a classroom, you see young girl picking, you like how you see that girl picking, you know, for doing nothing, for they be safe, and all that, professional standard. The last one, now, we don't spend quite a lot of time in the education system. They look at curriculum, which looks at what do you teach. Now we want to focus on how we teach. So the last of the five are pedagogy. Yes? Another benefit of this teacher license is the fact that when we get out, we will sign agreements with other African member states, AU member states, that we get the same licensing process. With that, it gives portability, so that once you see you don't get your license as alone, you're going to say you're able to work in Nigeria, or Nigeria gets up. You're going to say you're able to work in Ghana, because Ghana gets up. Right now, at the top school, the top management or the top leadership in the TSC, they Ghana with story tour, or look at how they register teacher they get. So we want to make sure say we dey at the very top. When I be there at the TSC and go abroad, I can joke with my counterparts abroad saying, you know, Sellu, now we get for lead, then una follow. And they talk and laugh because I know say they take it very seriously. And the reality is that I can tell you several things in terms of teacher training and development, where Sellu dey ahead of the others. So now we first get a collective bargaining agreement. Most African countries don't ever get and they don't even know it. We get, you understand? So now that make we introduce the licensing. For make sure say, you know, be a financial burden on the teacher there. When I'm in the TSC, we pay money to World Bank for make sure say it's free of charge. And that's the way to do. So our 5,000 teachers they don't pass the exams. Now the teacher themselves they come forward for go pass the exam. What do we need to do? And this so Tiwa go let the TSC go look at. Now how we go help them, we don't want to let them fail. We really don't want to let them fail. We just want to let them get new skills where perhaps they don't pick up when they leave university. So for example, you know, Chernor Bah talk say you did 20 years. Now 20 years you say you left Wurie College. Well, we left Wurie College in 1989. So when they talk, yes, I old.
Minister, I don't say.
So when they talk,
Minister, I don't say.
So when they talk, say, you know, if we pay for computer, they tell me they go to college, I do demography, we will get a model we get to do computer. That dictates the lecturer and dictates our Okay.
All right, thank you, Minister. So you teach at the all for seats this exam for pass maths, English, ICT. All the teacher they even the one that we come on Kalike, one the way they Jimmy bag on a bond still.
Well, we're not the first teacher there as of now. But
so what are the incentive?
The incentive is that all the teachers that they recruit now, and let us just use this opportunity. Last year alone, we recruit 4,300 teachers.
So they want
those 4,300 teachers who want their own to get the license.
All right, okay. Thank you, sir. IG, the question then will come for you. One is say what we use for ascertain say this person not to just but now Umar. Important even as we come to the IG, maybe like just say will not talk say the picture not to this person, not to this person. The investigation being get multiple layers. First, have been for ascertain the identity as we know as a law. News reports separate, not so. The news reports say then find out say this person here they use AI for find the person own identity as they know her. Within the IG report on recent now that the identity one identity we then don't able for gather based on open source investigation. Will this person seem for the go by na Sellu? Nine and I named the IG call Omar Shei. So I want just for make that point there, but IG maybe go add to that. And then the second point was this CCTV owner puts, how it will help that kind of investigation here and how we make it available across the country. I think it already requests for additional international help for support we on that issue here. And then I think the next question will be about the driver and Guinea. As I say, you don't touch on that, but maybe, yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Madam, on the issue of putting vital schools, putting somebody right in the island. What do we talk as Israeli police? We go to gather from real sources, real open sources. Then we don't put out to that. So that's covered. Whenever there's a reason to this, we say we, from real point of view, this is what we are talking about. Then on the CCTV coverage, this thing, idea we know, when they conceived in 2014, from 2014 to now, to last year, November, we know they get at us, not only police conceived and but the decided to take amount because one of the meetings we were to the Central he emphasized surveillance cameras around. So then I said, well, I commit myself to see what I can do. So before Christmas, I don't install, as I told you, I don't install 17 cameras in Freetown West. I don't install 13 in Freetown East. I just beginning. So with time, I expect to roll out across to all regional headquarters towns and other crossings. So this is just the beginning. So allow less patience for a while. Things will happen.
And the driver situation, just clarify again. The Guinea.
Well, even I clarify in the intricacy, we have sent it to get access to the driver and the occupants of the group. One for get access to that. That's the team. That's why the minister is there today to support that one. Even we also just we don't just one like where I say you can go meet person and say you go take this. No, it has to go through the formal prescribed procedures. So that is now the follow. This investigation, this forum, we don't commit ourselves say every Tuesday I must come, any day I come, I have updates on all of these things will happen. So just exercise patience. You get the information you want. I know there are a lot of questions going on the lines, but the answers will come with time.
Thank you very much, IG. I want to send special message to my family where they don't to we. Say we go inside town now, camera then they day. And they see all day the pass na camera. So anything they do inside town, just no more say IG they see. They watch, they capture you. So man go no more, it's not being a dress, it's not say IG they watch me. We'll take a picture. Alright, next set of questions on this side. Okay, the human there number 1, number 2, number 3 in front. Paddy man, so you block with you. Number 4 here, number 5 the human. Yes. I encourage the media houses and they get more female reporters. When you know a female reporter, you get a 60% chance of getting your question answered. Because I'm a feminist minister, full-time feminist.
Good afternoon. The Women's Voice newspaper. Well, not a question actually. I'm more of a suggestion or call to attention for the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary. Making go they conduct a week, if not weekly, but monthly check, especially in the primary schools then. Because the teacher they like and I don't take the schools them as business place. Imagine teacher they pull 9 meals na picking and every day, each day. And the picking them they complain. Then they complain at us. Imagine if picking don't get that money, they end up for picking the thief na us. So na my own suggestion that day.
Alright, so we'll ask the minister for comment on that. Go ahead.
Alright, Mohammed Usman Bangura, Publisher Capital Times newspaper. Minister of MBSSA. The flagship program of the president was free quality education. Now we can see students them from primary school, MPSC, BK, and WAS. They rely on SPY. Especially for the WAS. They use mobile phone to copy directly from WhatsApp. What are the policies where the ministry don't put together for avoid this? Then two, over the years, students the way they feel WAS not can get a second chance for receipt the WAS. Being a teacher, basically. Ministers, I don't think that it's a disadvantage them, especially students the way not getting financial support. Thank you.
All right, okay, teacher, journalist. That exam, the license, you don't take it. Me for pass the maths and the English. Go ahead.
My name is Ambassador Mohammed. Working for the Success Team. Mr. Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education.
All your questions that I had in there. Yes.
We get the new information in regards to the new policy of examination. Like just like how the university that they do. They say if you have two paper if you want, now you go for go take. If you have two subjects you want, if you have three subjects you want take, and you go for go take. You go sit and you go apply for you go sit. How true is it? And I want to say kudos to one of the CSO team when I go outreach in the Eastern municipality. They do a tireless way with a civil rights coalition. They really they try. We meet in the outreach team, they go on a survey. So in that regard, as a press, I was so pleased that one of the staff there they always make sure say yes, they intervene, they ask people a question, right, which is very, very impressive. Thank you.
That's CSO, we can't charge them for the adverts we do for the ISO. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. From the Nature newspaper. The question goes to the Minister of Information. Mr. Minister, one newspaper in Ghana reports saying the High Commissioner they apprehended. Waiting at the position of the government regarding that newspaper report in Ghana.
All right, last one, number 5. Thank you. Huh? 1, 2, 3 already, Commander. This is now 4. Asabi counts. Yes, go ahead. We will do 6, but now 4 already talk. In number 5. Yes.
I get one appeal and question 1. And my question for the IG. And you say when I don't conduct investigation on the boat wayland and I want to know when I don't get nothing of things here. I want to know if somebody don't claim the boat or say this boat na me can the fanaya or na magic no the boat can I want to know if anybody don't claim it. Then we appeal, Mr. Minister of Information. And we know you don't do well, yeah, no prayer. But we come to journalists and when they come for them, we ask questions and listen. We take bike, okay, and other things. And they appeal.
Buy bike for now.
Yes. Yes, what I like.
The appeal that is leave now for the giving additional questions.
All right. Okay, I will tell finance. Go ahead. Yes.
So, from Hands to So the first question is to Minister Conrad Sackey. With regards to the school that we not able to meet up the waiting required for the pupils to be eligible to take the WAS exam. Now ever meet with them for make them know because this get to affect the pupils them more. For make them know what's not the specific things they really think that they for make them able to accomplish self-accomplishment, you cannot be left out. And also, you're taking the discipline for say 6 months
suspension without salary? Are there plans in place for ensure say when they go in suspension, this not affects the pupils then at the end? And also with regards to the IG, if the prayer and hopeful, because we know the kind of embarrassment the way Sierra Unions can go through, say, because of Sierra Union, they check it past and they check on a person. Because of the mentality they get with regards to drug and all. So if this allegation is proven to be true, waiting for the legal action where will be taken against the one that we involved, regardless of the diplomatic status and all.
All right, thank you very much. I think we don't know all the questions for today. We can get the final round of answers.
The teacher say he no say people dey spy with phone. He don't say suspect to say no. Confirm get the evidence so. I know all police is anti-corruption issues. When the policy for avoid spying, I think the minister will do a lot of that in recent years. There's a question about the policy of repeaters. You don't answer this question here, I think a couple of times on this platform, but it's still they can talk about whether it's just or not just question of repeaters. Then another question was about
your ability for only take the number of subjects the way you require, where you will sit was. If this not true, say now, may I don't get 4 subjects, or may I go decide say, and the sit was in 5 years, every year I take 1 paper. Is that true? And then, wait, get one more question. The lady who asked the last question, I guess I'm for the suspension. I think you take the notes on that question. So let's get one in there, and then we'll come over to on this side, yeah. So, Minister, if it's April, we'd almost the past time now. Follow keep our short.
Okay, very quickly, the lady will say, school and they take money out of Kenya. I really appeal to parents, members of the public, that if we know say this one they happen, we get a toll-free line of 8060, and I really would like for make when I make a report. And in making that report, you know, get for disclose your identity so that that teacher doesn't discriminate against applicant. But I'm glad with the questioner actually say we will make unannounced visits. Incidentally, I get to senior leadership meeting this morning, and this is now one thing with me and the new chief education officer, we agree say we're going to do more. And for us make sure say we go to school unannounced and make sure say that things happen. But I also want to encourage even any of them who go to school, you understand, and see what they happen at the school. If you know anything, please make sure so you come back to me with that. The other thing that people are inspired, what do we do about this? We don't develop a new WAEC bill. It takes me a long time to go through because WAEC can 5 countries a day. And anything you do in one country, you never get the endorsement of the other 4. And the WAEC bill now already, we will take and go cabinet shortly. And then after cabinet, we take and go parliament. So, myself, hopefully, the next time they can have, like my sister, minister, I go one for them, say, we don't pass something parliament.
Yes.
So, but
we'll clap
the
for
good
you.
thing is, we work with quite a lot of stakeholders on this, including the MPs on all sides of the house. And quite a lot of them be very involved in the process. And so that's not how we do that. So let's just do now one example of which they come now on board. The old actual begins for WAEC. They say if you spy, then they will charge you 10 million. 10 million. Then you can imagine, all month is spy because you can not spend the 10 million. So what we don't do, we don't change them, we don't bring them up to a level where we go act as a deterrent. These are some of the things that we can. But also there are criminal elements of that as well, where we don't align with the Anti-Corruption Act and other legislation will be in the country. Now the second thing, this and associated quite a lot, second chance for CP exam. As a matter of fact, the trade union and the terrorists say we don't introduce a policy called radical inclusion. So if somebody says we want 50, you want to take the exam, you take the exam. What do they try to do on the serious note on this one? We want to make sure, say, we get an alternative for people that we, for example, they take one step, they don't pass. Then they take several and they don't pass. So one of the things with me and the system minister they talk about, that this idea of tech book will give you an alternative access to universities. We got two technical universities. We get Eastern Technical University, we get Magai Technical University. So in other countries, tech book that they often consider as the Cinderella part of education, because they feel to say that a second chance. This is not the case, because it gives you the same access to university as if you go through the academic pathway. So that is one thing we really do. We're merely the work consulting, we'll therefore take go cabinet shortly. But in addition to that, if you don't pass the exam, you can always take the exam as a private candidate. You can always do that. Yes? Let me go back now to this thing about the, there was something about...
One paper, if you take a one paper.
No, I don't think you can take the new examination curriculum, the new curriculum we have. You get certain subjects, I think you have about 6, 7 subjects in your take. So you can't take one paper, that is not possible. And again, why you want to take a one paper? Where there might be an alternative shortly for making where you get to university. Perhaps using NDQ, which stands for National Vocational Qualification, rather than they go through WAS. You will still go to university, you will still get a degree.
Abilities are not the same.
And the good thing is, without a practical subject, say you're competent, you might even use that degree there, not go for a job, but actually create jobs, because you can be an entrepreneur if you get those technical skills. There was also something about this suspension. When we suspend teacher there for 2 months, we bring in retired head teachers and principals and for take over the schools. You will be surprised. In one of the schools, I don't call it, parents are always complain about this school. We'll bring a new head teacher, a new principal inside the school. Within 2 months, we see some significant transformation. Will lead me to this point where we are not consistently make for the last 5 years. That school leadership we get for investing now. Not just for the trained teacher, now school leadership. And we get a school leadership program right now where we train 300 school leaders, but we get a total of 3,000 where I begin work on one with the TSC. But now they don't take another level, we successor, don't develop it even further, and then don't begin and do that. There was something about question 5 was about some partial left out.
No. Not enough for IG about the boats.
No, okay. Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I don't answer that.
You don't answer that.
So, I talk about that class 2. I say even the offer, the teacher there, technical assistant. And in addition to that, we train teacher there again. We still need for engage. So I take what you say, we know that's the gap and tell you say, now punish no more, we punish. Now carrot and stick approach, or which I call the mango stick approach.
And at the banana island
So we will still continue to engage school heads to see how we can support.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. IG, anybody don't claim the boats? And then, if allegations are true, waiting na the repercussions on all of them cases. I think that second question is the law. We follow the law. The law. Everybody knows the law. Nobody not there above the law. As long as the laws of Sierra Leone are concerned. But I should go ahead.
On the issue of the boat, the person asked that question. I think we are start for top of that. Are they clearly the circumstances, how we as the sector, we even get for those say there's a boat abortion until that does. So on the issue of claiming, nobody knows they claim it. On legal action, and the law, the level that give, nobody's bigger than the law.
All right. I'm glad we asked about His Excellency, we High Commissioner in Ghana. As a matter of fact, somebody also sent me another report which say they don't arrest back, they go raid the embassy in Liberia back, they don't arrest the embassy. Now I reply to the person say the propaganda machine finally they put big smoke. Because all that now verifiable fake news. No Ghana reporter not make that news. There's somebody. In fact, that very paper when I name they use, when they use the doctor, they pull the headline of the day, then puts down there, I received that newspaper for that day. Nobody no go attack and arrest a sitting ambassador of any country. They are all guided by the Vienna Conventions. It's not people the way interested in causing mischief. And they want to see the attack. We will continue to focus on the fact the ambassador is in Ghana, he do work. Even the ambassador in Liberia, we're willing for admit, and we don't come very publicly say yes. There are issues in Guinea. Even the ambassador in Guinea, with the old substance, when they resolve say, oh, this now suspected to be cocaine, we don't be very transparent. The ambassador, they go, people over the Guinea can go down at the ambassador, they meet and the ambassador did it. Somebody they text me this or they ask me say if the ambassador is still the Guinea. I think the IG already addressed that. The ambassador not kind because before he minister today, he did Guinea. And a part of it because there's a pending issue there with Sierra Leoneans and at least one member of the ambassador is staff for the whole. As part of this investigation, we don't be transparent on that. And also, we get for deal with all of the issues that they for facilitates the recall still stand for let the ambassador come back completely. And then IG, somebody also texted me, they asked if the open source in this investigation get any additional people of interest. And I think it's very clear saying the open source investigation and open source investigation. Even in name we call, una no don't come to a point it will say this person involved in any crime in a salon, as far as una know, not so.
Yes, as far as
Una you will report on any of the activity in a salon?
No, I'm get access to our own for report.
Alright. So it's very important for them, again, who they report, we stick to the facts, and we, as the government of Salone, they continue for Kanaya, provide the facts, provide timely updates, they continue to make this request to international partners. Every citizen will be out there get information, we help the police in this investigation. We welcome you for come, support the Sierra Leone police, contact them on a public number there, provide the information, we help them at this stage, and then we'll provide that information. I want to take this opportunity for tell Sackey to be very distinguished guest away. Kanaya, Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Sackey, Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Honorable Dr. Haja Ramatulai Wurie, and the distinguished Inspector General of Police for Salone, William Fayia Sellu. All we media partner them. VSO, we make sure say we carry inclusive sign language for this platform. Elcom, we give it today. Sarah Wata, we make sure say we will also sound all Wata, Afisel, Orange, and all we partner them. Unana the media until we meet next week. Assalamu alaikum.